Hello everyone. I am going to present on a topic called SMTP. SMTP is a simple mail transfer protocol. Let me begin the presentation. So, the overview of my presentation would be that I'll be introducing to SMTP and email first, then the message breakdown, the sample messages, extensions to SMTP, and then the MTA, that is the mail transfer agents, and the mailbox protocols. This will be the overview of my presentation. So first, what is SMTP? It's actually the de facto standard for email transmission across the internet. This was actually the standard protocol that was used for any email to be sent across sent over the network from one source to the destination. So it is defined in RFC 821, very simple and text-based protocol. The main advantage of SMTP is that it is built in such a way that error codes are defined for each and every activity. And the problem with SMTP, one problem is that it is not fully secured, and so it is vulnerable to spams. So this is the SMTP. It is originated. It was originated in 1982. The goal, actually, as I told before, is to transfer the mail reliably and efficiently from client to the server. So as you see in this particular figure, there is a user on the left hand side, which is an SMTP client, and through an TCP port, it connects to the internet, and then it is sent to the that particular request is been sent to the SMTP server on the right side. So this is the pictorial representation of how an SMTP works. So SMTP clients and servers have two main components. One is the user agent, and another one is mail transfer agent. Agent actually prepares the message, encloses it in an envelope. It is something very much similar to how we write a letter. We the user agent actually prepares actually the message should be sent across the network. And the user actually encloses it as an envelope, and the mail transfer agent is responsible of transferring that particular message over the internet to the destination that is suitably required. So as you see in the figure, there is user A and user B. User A wants to send to user B. The MTA client will pick up that particular user A message, and over the internet it connects to the MTA server, and the transfer happens through MTA. This is the user agent. This is the mail transfer agent. So SMTP also allows something called as relays. So to actually send the mail from client to the server. So from user A to user B, as you see, there is a relay agent that you are seeing inside the inside that internet, which actually helps in relaying the mail across the internet to get the connection between client and the server. This is how an email looks. Mail is a text file. It has an envelope and a message. Envelope basically has a very basic information like sender address, receiver address, and other informations. Message would have something like a message, mail headers that defines the sender, receiver, and the subject of the mail, and other messages and the other information. Mail body contains the actual information in the message that we need to send. So in this figure, you are able to see the different parts that I just explained: the envelope and the message, which has all the required information to be sent across the network. This is one of the snapshot of how an email would look, and what all it contains. The post office mailbox is what it is defined in the top, that is written path and delivered to. Second would be the post office and the mail route that it takes for reaching the destination. And receiver's mailbox is something that you see in the bottom, that tells about the receiver's information on how exactly it is been received, and where it has been received. This is SMTP communication model. Here you see the sender and the recipient. Basically there is a sender's client, and for that it has an SMTP client which actually connects to the SMTP server. Sender's local SMTP server it get connected to, and it fetches the server file system, and through POP IMAP server, the email reader editor and POP email IMAP clients is being used, and it fetches the information from local email spool, if any additional information is required. This happens on the client side, and similarly there is an SMTP server that is the recipient's local SMTP server. This is on the destination, and it would be the same action that it takes. It fetches the required files from the server file system, and there is a local email spool that is being collected as a cache or a temporary storage, and through the POP and EMAP requests, the particular mail is being sent at the recipient's client. How SMTP works is basically there are keywords and the arguments that you need to send. There is a hello that tells the sender's host domain name. Mail from is something that you specify the email address of a sender. RCPT is the recipient intended email address. Data is something of body of the message that you write, and quit is to end the connection. So session establishment and termination is something that we are seeing now. SMTP sender and SMTP receiver. First, what happens is it establishes the TCP connection to the receiver. Then, after establishing the SMTP TCP connection, what happens is the SMTP receiver would send a 220 ready reply saying that it is ready to accept the connection. Then the SMTP sender would receive that particular ready reply from SMTP receiver and send EHLO command, which says that the SMTP receiver will receive this and send 250, that is the OK message with the list of supported SMTP extensions. After the SMTP sender gets that particular SMTP extensions, this means that the connection is opened, and then the mail transactions will happen. And at last there will be a quit command that is sent from SMTP sender to receiver, basically 221, which tells that it's a goodbye reply from the SMTP server saying that the connection is done. These are some of the status codes. The server responds with a 3-digit code that may be followed by a text information. 2 is for success. 3 means that the command can be accepted with more information. 4 is the command was rejected but the error condition is temporary. 5 is command rejected and bad user. And these are more status codes that you can see here. 211 251 is for user not local. 450 is for requested mail action not taken. Mailbox, that means that the mailbox is totally unavailable. 452 is something requested action not taken, insufficient system storage. 503 is for bad sequence of commands. 551 is user not local again. 554 is transaction failed. These are the defined status codes that SMTP operates, and based on this particular codes itself, it makes it very easy for debugging and what exactly the error that we're getting while transmitting sending an email across the internet. This is the connection establishment procedure. MTA server, the mail transfer server, would actually send a 220 service ready request to the MTA client, which acknowledges by hello, and then 250 OK is sent from MTA server to client. This is how the TCP connection establishment happens in a simplified way. And there is an how message progresses is MTA client would actually send that particular mail from address to the MTA server. The MTA server would respond to 250 by 250 OK. Then the receipt 2 is sent, and even that has been acknowledged. Then the data is sent, and then after the data is sent, 354 start mail input is sent from MTA server to client, and here on the email message structure would start of the header and the body, everything is sent, and this is how the message progress happens. Connection termination is that the MTA client would send a quit message to MTA server, and 221, as I told before, would be the service closed status that is being sent from MTA server to client. So the TCP connection termination happens here. Problems with SMTP is that there is no inherent security. That means the authentication encryption is not there. Only it uses what is called as NVT, that is the network virtual terminal, that is 7-bit ASCII format. One big problem is that email can also be forged and SMTP cannot detect it. So you use something called as MIME, that is multi-purpose internet mail extensions. This is an extension to SMTP. Actually, what MIME does is it transforms the non-ASCII data to the network virtual terminal. ASCII data would be something like text, application, video, anything of that sort. This converts non-ASCII data to the NVT. As you see in this particular figure, there is non-ASCII code that is being sent, and the MIME would actually convert it to the 7-bit NVT ASCII format, and it's been sent to the SMTP. This is how the conversion happens. If the internet is the information highway, then the path for email is a narrow tunnel. So there is a very small space that is actually available for a particular message to be transferred. Then how do you send a big truck through the small narrow tunnel? So you have to basically break it down to smaller pieces and transport the pieces through that particular tunnel, and then reassemble the whole message at the receiver. This is the technique that is being followed here, and it's just like a split and the merge technique that we use to send the messages across that particular tunnel. The same happens when you actually send an email, send a file attachment via email. This is called as encoding. Encoding is basically that the binary data is transformed to ASCII text, allowing it to fit through the tunnel, because the tunnel is very small and you need to fit the entire attachment of the mail to this particular tunnel. On the recipient end, the data is then decoded and the original file is rebuilt. This is an extended version of SMTP to actually give a better authentication to SMTP. So clients wanting to use it should actually send an EHLO message instead of hello initially. If this is rejected, then the server is a regular SMTP server, and this client should proceed in the usual way. But if EHLO is accepted, then the new commands and the parameters are allowed, which actually enables better authentication. So that's it on SMTP. Thanks everyone.